Hey guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter's Reality TV. Peter, not the Brady Bunch. Peter's Reality TV recaps and opinions. Boost! Let's get into today's video. You guys, listen. Okay, I have so many videos to film for this channel. I can film like 3 or 4 videos a day, but the problem is that my day gets away from me because I have 7 channels. So if you didn't know, I have 7 YouTube channels, okay? I have a drama channel where I cover influencer, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram drama. It's called Peter Mon. I have a vlog channel that I vlog on almost every day for 45 minutes to an hour. It's called Peter's Vlogs. I have a review channel where I review all kinds of fun stuff, advent calendars, food, technology, all kinds of things over there. It's called Peter Review Stuff. I have a video channel. I have a channel where I just do all kinds of crazy stuff, and it's called Peter Does Stuff. I have a channel where I talk about grief and being in recovery because I have been in sobriety for, oh my God, how many days has it been now? It has been 28 years, 11 months, no, 28 years, 360 days, I believe. My sobriety birthday is this Sunday, and we do not borrow time in recovery. But if I should make it to Sunday, I will have 29 years of sobriety. So I talk a lot about recovery. Today, I just did a video about getting ghosted by people and what to do in that situation. And then I also have a booktube channel. That's where I started, was with Peter. That channel is called Peterisms. And then my booktube channel is called Peter Likes Books. And I have 2 book clubs on that. I have a true crime book club that I run with my good Jenny Mel. And then I also have Peter's Book Club where I just pick a book every single month that we all read together. So much going on in my life, and I have so many videos over here. My husband, who we both love reality TV, he is constantly sending me things. He's like, you should cover this, you should cover that, you should cover that. He's been sending me stuff about Vanderpump Rules. So for those of you that don't know, I just recently started Vanderpump Rules. I'm watching it from season 1. I don't care if I have to binge watch 4 seasons in 4 days. I will be caught up by the time that Vanderpump Rules starts. I can do full coverage over here, okay? So this week I wanted to do things. I want to talk about Monica on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and these mysterious DMs that she has been sent, that Meredith was also sent. I also want to talk about Bachelor Nation and Bachelor in Paradise and how all the couples that ended up together at the end of Bachelor in Paradise are no longer together anymore. But those videos will probably be coming tomorrow or the next day. Today, I would like to talk about Amy and Tammy Slayton. Boost! Okay, so many people asked me to cover 1,000 Pound Sisters. And so I literally sat down and I watched all 4 seasons of 1,000 Pound Sisters, and I mean, it was like a week and a half. You guys, I, in a million years, never thought that I would be this obsessed with the show. Now, for those of you that don't know, like I said, I have a drama commentary channel where I talk about influencers. Amy Slayton is one of those. I need a little lip gloss if we're going to get into old Amy Slayton today and her hey dudes, okay? So I also do rants on my drama videos, and one of the rants that I do is how much I hate them shoes, hey dudes. And I was watching an episode, and I had to put on my reading glasses because I was watching, with my iPad, and I'm like, does Amy have a pair of hey dudes? Like, girl! Now, I know you are only 2 hours south of me in Indianapolis, but you need to get rid of them hey dudes, okay? I cannot stand them hey dudes. Every person in Indiana has them hey dudes. I'm so tired of them hey dudes, okay? My best friend, Tawny Jean, okay? She's got about 24 pairs of those hey dudes, and every time I say something about the hey dudes, she goes, they're the most comfortable pairs in the entire shoes in the entire world. I got 22 pairs of them in every different color. She got Christmas ones. Somebody just sent me, because they know that I hate them so much, somebody just sent me on Instagram a Christmas hey dudes. I can't believe Amy Slayton don't have them Christmas hey dudes. So anyway, back in the day, I need a little lip gloss. Back in the day, I used to cover Amy. I didn't cover Tammy really that much, but I covered Amy Slayton a little bit on my drama commentary channel back in the day. So I have to tell you, I was very, very happy to find out that Amy and Tammy got the show 1,000 Pound Sisters on TLC. And there were other people on YouTube that have been contacted, I believe by TLC, Amberlynn Reed is one of them, that were contacted to have a reality show. Now, after watching, and I've covered Amberlynn Reed as well on my channel, after having watched 1,000 Pound Sisters, Amberlynn Reed, I know why she turned down this show, okay? She could never be as vulnerable and put herself out there like Amy and Tammy Slayton have. And I have to just tell you, as somebody that has struggled with my weight my entire life, okay? The first thing I want to say is, watching all of their journeys, okay? I mean, all of their journeys. Misty, Amanda. I love Amanda. Y'all love Amanda? Oh my God. Amanda is my kind of people, okay? Amanda reminds me, and kind of even in a weird way, like in her face and her hair, kind of looks like my good Judy Tana Jean a little bit. And I'm like, oh, Amanda and I, we be good Judies. I love Amanda. Amanda and Misty. And Chris, I mean, Chris's weight loss is incredible, isn't it? I mean, like, seriously incredible. And Tammy and Amy, and I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm bawling my eyes out literally in every episode. And I'm like, okay, like, if Tammy Slayton, if Chris and Amy, if they can all lose this weight, there is no reason that my ass can't get off this chair, okay? Start eating a little bit healthier, walk down the street. There is no reason, okay? Tammy Slayton said in an episode in the 4th season that people reach out to her and tell her how inspiring her story is. Queen Tammy, I am telling you right now, today, on December 24th of 2023, you have inspired me, okay? And to be where you were at, and I mean, listen, as a person in recovery, and they talk a lot about addiction on the show and things like that, right? To get sober, and like I said, I'm coming up on 29 years. To get sober, to give that up, the fear that goes along with that of who am I without this? What will I turn to? I don't know who I'll be, whatever, is so overwhelming. It's the majority of why people never walk into treatment. The episode where she reaches out to the doctor and says that she wants to go back to rehab, I was bawling my eyes out. Because as somebody that has gone to treatment, begrudgingly, didn't want to go there, right? As somebody that has helped tons of people, been with friends when we've driven them to treatment, cried our eyes out in the parking lots and stuff like that, that's so scary to do. And the fact that she checked herself in knowing that she was on death's door, then being admitted to the hospital. I mean, Tammy, you are inspiring. Amy, you are inspiring with your weight loss. Chris, you are inspiring, okay? And I think Chris's story is important to this whole thing because Chris, and I'm not like belittling their other stories and stuff too, but it is important to have a man's story on here as well because those are completely different kinds of weight loss, right? And so you've got a man story as well. And then you've got this season, you know, Amanda and Misty, and they're trying to have weight loss surgery as well. And it's like, you know, Amy jokes and says, you know, this is like, do we get a family discount and stuff like that? And I'm like, I don't think they really realize the impact they're, you know, giving the world. Now, I know that there are a lot of controversies with Amy and Tammy and all of them, and I know there's a lot of controversies out there. People have asked me if I would be willing to cover those controversies because they know that I've sang the praises of the show, if I would cover those controversies over here. I have absolutely no problem covering those controversies in any videos. You guys tell me in the comment section below what controversies with the Slayton sisters you want me to cover, and I will let you know, okay? Now, just so y'all know, I have been talking to Amy Slayton a little bit. I know. I talked to her back in the day, and I just reached out to her when I was starting to watch the show, and I said, hey, I just want you to know, like, I'm loving this show. You guys are really inspiring. This was, like, on season 2. I think I reached out to her, something like that, or I can't remember, season 1. And she responded to me, and we've been talking a little bit back and forth. I did ask her about some recent things that happened on TikTok, and she explained it to me and said she's going to address it. You know, so I hope she does, and she said some changes that she's making. She's also let me know some things that are coming up, and I'm like, or like hinted at things. She hasn't told me straight out what happens, but she's hinted at things because she can't, and I know that. So she's kind of hinted at some things, and I'm like, girl, I want to find out on my own. Like, I am in love with your family, you know? But I'm not stupid enough to sit here and say that I know that they're not problematic, okay? I know that they are highly problematic and they do problematic things. I understand that, okay? But I think change occurs over time, and I think that they're trying to show some change. Do I think that Amy backslid recently with some choices that she made? Yes. Do I think she's embarrassed and ashamed of it by the conversations I've had with her? Absolutely. And I hope she does the right thing moving forward. But I have no problem. And I even said to her, I said, girl, I'm going to cover this on my channel, these things, because people are asking me to cover it. She's like, I respect you. You talk about what you have to talk about, okay? That right there, and just so you know, having covered influencer drama for 7 years where I have influencers begging me not to talk about stories and don't say this and getting so upset because of a title of my video. I can't believe you said I was unbothered in a title of your... I mean, people get so pissed, right? Had influencers manipulating for me for years. I said to Amy, hey, Amy, I'm going to have to cover these things. If I'm going to cover you honestly, I'm going to have to put out my real opinion about what I think about these problematic things you do. And she says, hey, I respect you. Say what you got to say, you know? I welcome, she said, I welcome that. Those were her exact words. So, you know, for me, that shows some growth that she ain't trying to run from it a little bit. All right, but let's get to this season. So I watched the season premiere the other night, and, you know, a lot of it was about Tammy coming home. I will say this, and a lot of people I saw are commenting about this. It breaks my heart watching this whole situation with Caleb and Tammy. And doesn't Caleb, I mean, with all them fools, I'm sorry, Tammy, but all them fools that you dated before that did not care about you, they did not love you. It is so obvious that Caleb really cares about Tammy and really loves her. And so it is so heartbreaking for me to watch the show with the interactions between them, of her leaving treatment and things like that, knowing that he passes away. Like, it's so hard to watch. I don't even know how she watches those scenes back. But I did hear that Tammy was not happy. I read this on something, that Tammy was not happy with how TLC portrayed the funeral, and they tried to make it into something that it wasn't, and things like that. And they're trying apparently to find another production team. I haven't asked Amy about this. I don't know if this is true. But I read about this because they don't feel like they're getting paid enough. Do you know how much they're getting paid? They get paid shit, you guys, for this show. I think I read something where some of the family members get paid like $700 a month. Some of them, like Amy, makes like $3,000 a month because her kids have contracts too and stuff like that. You guys, do you have any idea what the Housewives are making per episode? I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like Crystal in the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she don't say nothing, okay? She's in maybe like one scene and shows up to something. And the Real Housewives, like, they pay for everything, okay? They pay for their marketing dinners. They pay for their Uber rides and their car service. They pay for their trips. They pay for all this kind of stuff, right? Which I think goes along with the way I'm sure a lot of the stuff 1,000 Pound Sisters are paying for too, right? But Crystal's getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars per episode to be on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And these girls are and their whole family is being so vulnerable, and they're getting paid shit money. TLC, you need to step it up, or they need to find another channel, okay? And I'm here to lead the pack that they need to get paid more money. I really do, okay? Because none of them housewives are inspiring a lot of people. A few of them are, you know. I think Lisa Hochstein on Miami this season is really showing standing up for herself, you know, as a single mom, and not letting your ex-husband screw you over and things like that. I love that Lisa Hochstein. That Lenny is screwing her, he is effing her over like nobody's business. But I think the Slayton sisters and the whole family deserves to get paid more money. I mean, I watch that show and bawl my eyes out and relate to them and laugh and everything. It's the most real reality show I have watched in a long time, you know? I'm not saying they're not problematic. I'm not saying they don't have problems. Part of what I love about it is that they admit that they're kind of problematic from time to time, you know? Listen, I love anybody that's got some self-awareness. We've all got moments that we need to grow and change from, right? It's real easy to stand away from somebody afar and put them down, but you know, I don't know, to say, hey, listen, you did this and this was effed up, and then for them to take accountability for it. Now I'm waiting for the accountability part. So Amy, we're waiting. We'll see, girl. Okay, I think she will. But anyway, I watched this first episode. You know, Tammy leaves treatment or a rehab, and she is in the back seat. She's sitting in a seat. I was like, you guys, this is such a moment. Like, I am so proud of Tammy Slayton. Queen Tammy, you go, girl. You go all the way. I am so proud of her living her best life and doing it for her, you know? Doing it for her. And I'm so proud of her. And I think that her story is important too, because often I think she stayed for other people. You know, people always say nobody gets sober. They have to get sober because they want it. Well, I think Tammy is a good example of wanting it because her family wanted it for her, and staying there at times because her family was scared for her. But also then that transitioning into her wanting it for herself and her learning to love herself enough to want it for herself, which is the same thing as recovery. And I'm so proud of her. To be honest with you, I thought that therapist, I'm in therapy. I see a therapist every single week. I thought that therapist that she had to go to get approved from, I was like, oh, girl, She's like, I don't want to talk about it. I was like, girl, she ain't gonna pass old Queen Tammy, okay? Queen Tammy ain't gonna get her surgery because of that. I thought that therapist was a cold fish. That is my opinion of somebody that was on a reality TV show. I thought that therapist was a cold fish. I did not like her, okay? And that other one that sat in her chair while Tammy couldn't even close the door because the couch was in the way, I was like, girl, get up and trade places with Tammy. What are you doing? You are making this girl move all around this room. Like, get up off your ass and move so Tammy can go sit in that chair. You be the one moving and whatever. She's here not doing anything she even wants to do just so she can get the surgery. So anyway, I was worried. I think the whole family could use a little family therapy. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see, you know, a family, like that interventionist from Intervention. You know, that lady. I love her so much with the short hair. I'd love to see her come in and just do family therapy with this family once a week. I would love to see that. I think the whole family could use therapy. No offense. I think everybody could use therapy. I'm in therapy. My husband and I are in therapy. I love therapy, okay? So I believe anybody could use therapy. But I think maybe the Slaytons could use therapy a little bit. So anyway, I watch the show, and then it turns into Amy being real overwhelmed with her kids and Michael not helping, okay? Now I want to read you a message that I got, and I asked this person, I said, would you care if I read your message in a video? I don't have to say your name. And she said, oh my God, I didn't even expect a response. LOL, of course I don't mind. So her message to me was, Peter, none of my friends watch 1,000-Pound Sisters, but I have to get my thoughts out. I'm so glad you watch it too. Watching Caleb knowing his fate is so ... strange. I've already cried twice, and I'm not even finished with episode 1 yet. Michael is such... This is not my words, okay? A crusty, musty, big old fart. I know what it's like to go through postpartum basically alone and constantly sad. I know Amy is problematic, but I truly feel for her. I'm sure by now you know they've divorced and all that good stuff, which I did know. I think Amy's got a new boyfriend. She's been posting all over the TikTok. I hope she's doing better with that new guy she's been seen with. I wish Amy would have taken a good year off, okay? And just taken it to herself. You know, she's saying that this is what kills me about the show that I love, is they always give advice to Tammy that they don't never any of them take themselves. Every single one of them, okay? Chris, Amanda, Misty, Amy, I'm talking to all of you, okay? I love y'all, but you all give advice to Tammy that none of them take yourself, okay? Like, Tammy was supposed to be single through all this whole thing, and I get it. I think she should have been too, right? But then Amy gets out of a marriage, and she's right back into another relationship. Girl, no! You take a good 6 months to a year off to get to know yourself. Get out of that relationship, okay? You need to learn to love yourself before you can love somebody else. Girl, get out. Get out of that relationship, okay? So she goes on to say, I hope she's doing better with that new guy she's been seen with. I can't wait for the rest of the season, and I can't wait to watch you talk about it on your reality channel. Love you. Love you too. Thank you so much. Well, okay, I feel like there's a lot in the edit because I've heard so much, like, especially in Tammy talking about Caleb's funeral and how TLC kind of edited that to look a certain way. Once I heard that and I was watching the 4th season, I started noticing things that it seemed to me there was a lot of storylines that kind of went in one direction or another for TLC to paint a picture of what the narrative was that they wanted to display, okay? Which is why I believe the family is looking for different producers to show their own story. I heard Tammy might be getting her own spinoff. I don't know about that. So that's interesting to me, okay? Because I would like to know what's in the edit. Because this is my thing. They show all these scenes of Michael. Amy's crying. She's got kids crawling all over her and stuff like that. I mean, she wanted to be a mother since she was 5. You'd think you know that kind of goes along with the deal, right? Like, I do not want children, okay? I'm a good gunkle. I love my nephews. But listen, I like to watch reality TV till 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't need to be having no kids, okay? Kids are a disturbance to my life. I think y'all are great parents out there. Congratulations. I think it's the most underpaid job, and it is a job. It is a career to be a parent. I think it's the most underpaid job. But when you choose to have kids, I mean, there's a lot that goes with that. You know it's going to be late nights and feedings and crying kids and all that kind of stuff, right? But you can tell Amy is really going through it. Like, she is definitely going through some postpartum. You can tell, okay? And not just the second time, but the first time too. And Michael just sits there. And I have to tell you, my feelings about Michael really changed watching his first episode and kind of towards the end of the 4th episode. Because that was the scene when they were out horseback riding and stuff like that. And Amy was crying and she couldn't take care of the kids. And Michael was just over there stuffing his face, eating all that food. And he wasn't even looking at the kids or caring about the kids. But here's the thing, right? Like, Michael, for a long time, like the first 3.5 seasons, he pushed Tammy around in that wheelchair. I mean, he did so much for Tammy and Amy that I was like, I don't know. My husband would not do that. I'm telling you right now, my husband would not. I love my husband. And there's a lot that he would do for my family and for his own. But I think he'd be like, no, you need to hire a nurse. Like, this is too much, right? I mean, Tammy's own boyfriend, that Jerry or whatever his name was, he wouldn't even push her wheelchair. And here's Michael pushing this wheelchair all the way up a ramp and stuff like that and through fairgrounds on the grass. And I'm like, I don't know. That's a lot, right? So I don't know. Maybe Michael's just had enough. Maybe Michael's just like, listen, okay, I am not just somebody's assistant around here. Like, I'm a husband. But then it's like, step up and be a husband. Be a dad. Can you not see that your wife is going through that? Those, oh, my light just went off, which means that that's my computer. Those are not just Amy's kids. Those are your kids. Those are not stepchildren. And even if they were, you know, I've had a fantastic stepmother that really helped a lot with me when I was like in high school and older, okay? So I think step-parents, like my stepmother said to me one time, a step-parent, I'm not your mother and I'm not your friend, but I'm something in between, and we can have a very special relationship as a step-parent to a stepchild, right? But those aren't even his stepkids. Those are his kids. I will say that in retrospect, because the scene when Lil Bit passed away about broke my heart, I think that when Lil Bit passed away, something in Michael changed. Michael just seemed a lot different to me after that. You know, I'm somebody that's been very, very attached to my dogs. I've talked about it on my channels. That's a lot to go through. We don't talk enough in our society about grieving the loss of a pet, and I really feel for Michael on that. So, you know, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, step up and be a husband to your wife. Now, I know that there's a divorce and there's been custody battles and all that kind of stuff, but it's like, okay, well, now you're divorced, so when you have the kids, you're going to have to take care of those kids without Amy being there. What are you going to do, dump them at your mom's house like you always do? Like, I mean, you got to take care of those kids. Little kids need a lot of attention. Little kids need a lot of love and care and running after and things like that, you know? I'll never forget when my nephew, when he was about 4 years old, Alex and I were going to take him to a movie or something, I can't remember, and my sister-in-law was like, listen, I'm telling you right now, you have to keep your eyes on him at all times. You guys are not parents, you're uncles, I love you, he loves you, but you've got to keep your eyes on him at all times, because in a split second, he'll run away. He'll run down an aisle, he'll run through another store, he'll go somewhere else, he's out of the movie theater, you might have to leave the movie and all. You can't get mad, he's a child, he don't know any better. And I'll never forget that day. Listen, he's 11 now. We'll take him to movies all day long, but listen, for a long time, no ma'am, that was not something I signed up for, right? It's a lot of work. Especially when you're going through postpartum and stuff like that. I feel for Amy. I really do. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out throughout the season. And, you know, to watch Tammy have to go through her grieving the loss of her husband on camera, like, having grieved the loss of a lot of people in my life and shared about it on a lot of my channels, like, it's hard enough to even talk about it in retrospect. I don't know how I would have done it going through it at the time, like with the loss of my mother or something like that. So, listen, I give it to her. I mean, problematic, yes. Vulnerable, absolutely. You know, absolutely. And what reality TV show person isn't problematic? They're all problematic. That's why they're reality stars. I'm not excusing it, and I will address it, and I will be bringing it up, especially when I think it's something that's horrifically wrong. But, you know, and I'll make dedicated videos to that if you guys want me to do that. I have no problem doing that. You know, and to Chris, I, you know, hope he gets his, you know, skin removal surgery, because he looks like he is so happy right now. And to Amanda and Misty, I hope they get their surgery approved, which I think they do. I think that's next episode. And, because it looks like it in the trailer for next episode. And I just wish them all the best. You know, they brought me a lot of joy and a lot of inspiration. And they've really motivated me that if they can do it, there's no reason I can't do it too. And to get up off my lazy ass and start moving and just walking down the street and stuff like that, you know? One of my favorite scenes was when Chris's nephews set up the obstacle course for him, and he went hard on that obstacle course. Like, he didn't poo-poo it and make fun of it. Like, he did that thing. And I was like, I am so impressed with this, you know? So anyway, those are my thoughts in the first episode of 1,000 Pound Sisters. If you guys want to hear more from me, let me know in the comment section below. If you want me to just address certain issues specific to them, I have no problem doing that. Please put it in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.